and very well known for galactic spiralite priestess Makala. So, yes, I have those names because some of those names are my medicine name and one is a birth name. Okay. It's hot than a mofo up here. Oh my gosh. It's not even July yet. 3 more days. 3 more days. Okay, so we completed yesterday. I didn't get a chance to hop on yesterday because I was dealing with the car and had to take the car in for oil change. And then because it was 103,500 and something miles on a Honda, um, you know how it is when you take it in. They're going to say, oh, you need to get this done and you need to get this done. And that's when you kind of make that judgment call. No, I don't want to do it. No, I'll wait until later. You know the pitch. You know they're going to try to get more money and blah, blah, blah. It was almost going to be $2,000 something. I was like, no. Do I? No, I'm not doing that. You're going to have to walk that price down, like way down. So finally, we made an agreement, and I said, what is the most important thing that needs to be done in a car with this many miles? He says, spark plugs, valve job, and then change the oil, and we'll just check your fluids and make sure they're not too dirty. And I said, okay, just do that. That alone was $1,000 something. So I was just like, of course it is. Of course it's going to be that. So it's always something. But, I'd rather get it done than to not do it, and then later something happens, and with the amount of heat that's coming through, yeah, I'm going to make sure I got that covered. Take care of that. Okay, we're going to go ahead and jump into our new and the last one of the calendar. But she's beautiful. And I think it's kind of ironic that it's her for the last one. It's almost like code. Take that in. So we have the 13th cosmic moon of presence. The presence. Okay. We also have where when you look at her, you see the light behind her that's representing the sun, but it's also the crown, but it's also the soul star. And then you see the bluish color butterflies. Change, transformation. And then she has the blue beads on. And I look at the blue beads as a part of water, as a part of simulating Yamaya. I look at also, she's got the stars behind her, twinkling behind her, in the back, the cosmos. And that to me is saying ancestral, that's saying light beings, that's saying the cosmics, okay? Then, when we look at what is the totem, turtle. I'm like, turtle, of all things, turtle. So turtle is associated with ancestry, the land, Turtle Island, and it is based upon what the world of Mother Earth connection, because there's 13 markings on the turtle, which walks with the 13 original moons of a cosmic cycle. So when we talk about the galactic calendar and we work with this, they keep it in its true form of 28 days, 28 days, 28 days, and it gives you the 13 moons. Where on the Gregorian calendar, they cram it all in and do all this stupidness with the days, and then it's going to be a leap year, then it's going to be a minus this day, we're not going to have this day, and cram it all in, and we get 12. But here's the thing with that. When we have the 13, we actually connect with the 13 planets because there's 13 of them. And one of them they don't even want to talk about. They try to omit that and just make it 12 planets altogether. So 12 signs. But there's 13 of them. So this is going to be about, and this is going to go into July. So this is going to cover us from today until July 24th. July, like I've been telling you, it's a 7. That's spirit. That's also ancestry connection. What was that song called? Final countdown. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. Okay. So here we go, lovelies. Now, it's already been getting hot before we even got into June. Okay? So here we are in June. June is getting ready to go bye-bye. It went by so fast. Blink of an eye. Okay? We got 3 days left. Then we hit it. And the energy is going to happen right after 4th of July. Okay? And it's going to build from there. So today, I said, why don't I just do a read like I did last time when I was trying to figure out who was going to get in the office. And came out to be who it was going to be. But keep in mind, I did not go out there and vote. Okay, keep that in mind. I don't vote, all right? Don't get twisted. I don't vote. I just merely observe. I observe the game. The stupid movie that keeps going on and on and on has to come to a freaking end because it's so boring. Okay? Time to freaking change it. So, this cosmic moon of presence is endurance, transcendence, and presence. Endure. To transcend and be present. Are you ready for that? Because what's coming, you got to be able to endure it. You got to be able to transcend your stuff, all your fears, all your worries, all your old belief systems. You got to be able to transcend and be present in yourself. To be present in the higher part of yourself. That's why this is going to get intense. Because this is going to be the greatest test time. This is going to be test time. This is time for the test. The bigger test. Now, we already had all of our modular tests before the final test. Okay? You had all your pre-tests. Okay? So now we're at that door. Now, this is where it's going to get crazy. Because the intensity is going to build and build and build. Okay? So, if you're not ready, I don't know what to tell you. But you better get ready. Because this is not going to be a joke. You are going to see stuff that's going to just make you go, what? But I want you to keep this in mind. Each of us have a choice. You have a choice of where you're going to allow your energy to be. You can choose to keep it on the low and don't move yourself up. Or every day you make the conscious and be present and move your energy up. So when you move your energy up, you're staying in a higher frequency. Remember, it's all about frequency now. It's all about how you vibe it. It's all about when you speak, what is the vibration that you're emanating? When you're walking, what is the vibration you're emanating? When you're out and about and you're looking around, what is the look on your face? What are you emanating? Is your face happy? Is it fearful? Is it watchful? Waiting for something to jump off? Or are you just calm, cool, and collected and you just already know where you're going, what you're doing, boom, 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 in and out? It's going to be that energy of how you ghost the negative stuff, how you ghost it, how you become after earth. Okay? I brought that up before. Now we're getting ready to implement that. It's going to be an after earth moment. Not to get it kind of like energetically looking at final destination type of stuff. Okay? So this is it. Going into that portal of energy. We got planets, and we got that 7 on us. That energy. So let's just jump into this. And let's get it set up. So this new moon energy, if you've been working with it, this is where you are really utilizing that Cancer energy, that Jupiter energy, the Saturn energy, and really horning in on your intentions. So you will see it come into your present timeline. Now, this morning was weird because I was all like, okay, I'm going to make sure I watch Conscious Juice. I had all this energy. I was up at 5. I was like, why am I up? But then again, I would doze off and go back to sleep. And then I would wake up again. I'm like, okay, it's 6. What time is he coming on? Oh, good. He's coming on now. Okay. So, not 6, but I think it was 6:45 or 7:45. So, after watching him, I'm laying there and I said, I got energy. It's like, I was up a lot last night, looking out the window, paying attention to the sky, looking at that one planet sitting in the sky, looking like a half crescent moon star, but it wasn't a moon. I was like, look at that. And I was watching it. So I said, okay. So with this cosmic moon of endurance, we have the animal totem, the turtle. We also have, as I live in the present moment, awareness, I live in the magic of synchronicity. Synchronicity is going to be off the hook. Okay? And you can set yourself up with that by setting up your day, taking time out for yourself before you get into the race of the world, taking that time to breathe into the moment, connecting with the higher timeline of Mother Earth, her organic timeline, not the false one. Those of you that are new to this and you're just waking up out of the slumber and you're trying to figure out what the hell's going on, why do you feel like you do? Because things are changing. And you have to be present in that sacred high heart of self so you can ride the wave up into the higher one. If not, you're going to get lost in the sauce. You're going to be like, I don't know what's going on. Okay? This is going to be the challenge of a lifetime. How you ride the energy wave. Do you stay in the true light energy or do you get caught up in all the false energy? Hi, lovely. Welcome on in. This is where it's going to be. You have to be able to ride the wave. Get your medicine in check. What's your medicine? What are you walking with? What's calling to you? Are you paying attention? What do you need to let go of that's not working anymore? What's working? What's coming in that's getting your attention? Medusa's following me all over the place. I'm seeing her everywhere. I'm like, dang. That dream I had so many years ago, and now it's playing out in this timeline. And I'm seeing everywhere. She's showing up. So I'm like, Medusa, was she really this ugly woman who was condemned to be this energy to turn men to stone, from what we were told? Was she really that? Or was she a Naga, energetic queen in her rights of power? Which was it? So make sure you write this down in your journal. If you don't have your journal, you're going to want to have your journal to really step into this. Because this is where you got to go into this endurance and transcendence and presence. And where are you centered in yourself with that? Okay? This is the month. July is not going to be a joke. It's going to be very surreal. And this is where all of us need to pay attention to those that are getting super quiet. You haven't seen them in a while. You might want to check in with them to see how they're doing, what they're feeling, what they're sensing, because they might be getting so much on them. If you're an empath person, you're going to be feeling a lot of other people's emotions that are not yours. Okay? You're going to have to be able to clear that and get rid of that. You're going to have to be in that high heart self. You're going to have to do a lot of check-ins with the self. And you're going to have to really be on point with that. That's not mine. That's your stuff. Someone's getting up in your space and they're unleashing their kraken. You don't take that on. This is where this lesson's coming in. And this is where we're going to see that division energy. So with this today in Kin 95, and how we're stepping into this last 13 cosmic moon of this cycle. And this is the blue self-existing eagle. Okay? I identify in order to create measuring mind. I seal the output of vision with the self-existing tone of form. I am guided by the power of magic. I am a polar kin of convert the blue galactic spectrum. So the color is blue. The planet is Jupiter. There it is. The crown is the chakra of receiving. The earth family is polar. It says enlightenment transmits universal fire of magic. Okay? To be the cosmic person is to dwell in and be informed by the absolute and all matters. To be the cosmic person is to dwell in and be informed by the absolute in all matters. We do have a rune. And it signals. No, wait, that's not signals. Possessions, 113. Possessions, nourishment, and cattle. The Faru, the Faru. Biru. We also have first mental sphere, the cosmic creation, time dimension, Alpha Alpha, Gate 108. It's kind of like the Om, so it's all about right here. Okay, so here we are talking about ambition, satisfied, love, shared, reward, receive. It's promised nourishment from the most worldly to the sacred and the divine. For if the ancient principle, as above, so below, holds true, then we are also here to nourish God. This rune calls for a deep probing of the meaning of profit and gain in your life. Look with care to know whether it is wealth and possessions you require for your well-being, or rather self-rule and the growth of a will. Another concern of the Faru is the conserve what has already been gained. This rune urges vigilance and continuous mindfulness, especially in times of good fortune, for it is then that you are likely to collapse yourself into your success on the one hand, or behave recklessly on the other. Enjoy your good fortune and remember to share it, for the mark of the well-nourished self is the ability and willingness to nourish others. Okay, so this is going to be that energy of when you're receiving energy. Hi, lovely. When you're receiving energy, and then when energy is moving you, and then not getting so careless within the self, not taking care of the self, and just really in this type of energy, you have to be present. You have to pay attention. You really do. And you have to listen. This is where your intuitive self is going to be so on point right now. You're going to get those whispers of, go do this. Don't do that right now. Go here. There's something for you here. You need to go here. You need to not do this today. Cancel that. Call this person. The other day, yesterday, it was so funny. I'm all doing my thing, and I just finished getting in and putting stuff up, and I was online trying to go in and, okay, let me document this and da-da-da-da. And then all of a sudden I saw, call her, blah, blah, blah. And I go, stop, boom, boom, boom. Yes. Freaked my friend out. She goes, I was just thinking about you. I said, like a genie in the bottle, I'm right here. What's up? So she says, gosh, the synchronicity is crazy. I said, yes, it is. It's off the chain. So when you pay attention to that energy and you just go into it, you do it. And you don't second guess yourself. That's the test. Also, are you still doing this old thing, second guessing yourself? Are you going in doing this thing of checking in with everybody else before you make a decision because you're not trusting your instincts or your feeling on something? It's okay to kind of bounce ideals off of people, but the bottom line is it's going to be your decision. And are you trusting yourself? So if you have a lot of woundedness around that and you're feeling like you're not into the trusting of the self, and you feel like your trust meter is messed up and it needs to be recalibrated in some kind of way, this is where this is coming in to help you really start to understand this. So that was that synchronicity, and then it just keeps on going all the way up today. It's just been like, what the heck? Take the car in. I like leave it there, and I said, oh, they're probably not going to get done with it until around 4 o'clock. I get the call. Oh, we're done. We'll have a car come pick you up and bring you down. I'm like, okay, fine. I get there, and I'm saying, they're not done with my car yet. They just found something. After they already quoted me, told me everything, whatever. And sure enough, I get there. Because I put the intentions out there. I said, make sure everything that needs to be revealed with my car shows itself so it can get taken care of. Because I was ready, like, maybe I'll just go ahead and get rid of it. It's 10 years old. Maybe I need to just trade it in. The Honda, trade it in. But I said, after I was coming around the corner, I saw the prices on the cars. And I said, wow, look at the prices on these cars. These aren't even new cars. What is wrong with them? Oh, no. So when I get there, the car is still in the shop. I go, hey, what's up? And the guy says, first of all, let me tell you, your car might be a 2015, but it is in good shape for 103,000 something miles on it. It's in good shape. And I said, really? He said, yeah. You're going to want to keep that car. I go, okay. He goes, now I know you're ready to pick it up, but we found something. And we're going to go ahead and take care of it right now. Because that's not a good thing that's happened. So something about the manifold tube or something that goes on it that takes in air and pushes it through. In nursing terms, I'm looking at it, it needed a little help in the bronchial tubes. Like there was something wrong in the larynx. That's the only way I can interpret this with the car. The larynx had a little tear in it, and they had to patch it up. So what they did is they took off the old one, they found a crack in it. He says, we would have never known if we didn't take the car out and do a test drive on it after we replaced the spark plugs and did the valve job on it. We wanted to make sure everything was aligned. We wouldn't have never caught it if we wouldn't have did that. And that's how we check our cars. And we found it. So we're putting this on. It's not going to cost you anything because we found it after we already quoted you. And I said, what? And I said, well, you know what? Let me ask you something. And he goes, what? I said, since all the stuff with the tariffs, are we okay with keeping cars? Because I was thinking, am I going to have to trade my Honda in now? Because, I don't know how long it's going to take them to get everything over here in America. He goes, no. They are already doing stuff for people who have the Honda cars, or I think Toyota's already here, but Honda and everything, they're already giving people incentives, different things on their cars, helping them with their car, keeping everything in a good flow. They're really doing that. And it's cheaper now to have your car than it was 2 or 3 or 4 years ago, because the parts overseas would have cost more. Now, it's here in our own backyard. And I was like, nice. He says, don't worry, we're going to take care of it. So I waited another 20 minutes. They fixed it, put a brand new one on there. When I tell you I got in my car and I'm driving, it drives like the day I bought it. I said, what the hell did they do to this car? It's driving like the day I bought it, like brand new. They said nothing's wrong with the transmission. Everything is good on this car. This is a good engine. I was like, what? I'm driving it, and I literally hear the spirit energy of my car say this, upgrades. I said, what? Upgrades. I'm like, oh, this is definitely the Matrix. So let's take a look at how we're going to proceed forward in this new energy. So you're guided by magic today. So what is the magical connection? Magic is all around you every single day, every moment. You are the magic. But sometimes we forget that. Sometimes we forget that we're connected to this divine magic of ourselves. So what magic are you going to be cultivating right now? And remember, we start our 10-day challenge on July 8th. So I'm working on the outline of what we're going to be doing. There is also going to be a separate private group for us women who want to release emotional, mental, physical, and spiritual weight, energetic weight on the body so that your body will release it. You have to be guided on how to make your spiritual goddess cord that you will wear around your waist, around your belly, your waist. And there's a reason why you will design it and put the intentions into it as a part of your weight loss program. So I've already been testing this out because I always do that. I always test things out on myself first before I go present it to someone, see how it's working. And I'm already moving to another notch. And I'm like, damn, it's only been 5 days. What? So, and I'm not doing a whole bunch of different stuff to get the body to release. It is absolutely about being present and going into my space of me and talking to myself and saying, okay, where do I need nourishment? What do I need to voice? Like calling a friend of mine up yesterday and say, I need to speak to someone that's an adult, that's not young and that's not carrying fur and walking on four paws. That's a cat. I need to speak to an adult. Can I have a conversation with you? She starts laughing. She goes, what do you want to talk about? I said anything. So it's being present and knowing what are you looking for? What is your need? What is the need that you need right now? What is that thing that you have to do? Hi, lovely. So it's that stepping into that moment and having that time and looking and saying, okay, also is optional. You don't have to. If you're joining the group, you're going to be a part of the losing the emotional, energetic weight, freeing up the body and toning up. It's called spiral tone body. So you can have your, I want to say you can have your vibrational plate. It's optional. But those of you, some of you, I already know you have your vibrational plate. So I already know you're going to be a part of the group. Okay. Yeah. Spiral tone body. So, you don't got to hook up that spiral light in there. Come on now. So then you're going to be working with, this is just a general outline. I haven't posted everything just yet. But the group is going to be on Telegram because I can record videos over there and do the work over there. And it's going to be over on Telegram. Unless I move it to, I'd rather do it on Telegram just because it's something different. Then you're working with pressure points on the body. You're working with your codes for your body, oiling the body. It's all about this self-care, taking care of the vagus nervous system, that vagus nerve, how to put your legs up on the wall and just zone out. It's a requirement to be giving yourself at least 4 to 5 minutes. Legs go up on the wall. You lay down and just relax. Take the pressure off the feet and the legs. Let everything move back into the body. Let the vagus nerve get nourished so that it can help balance with your parasympathetic and asympathetic system. Okay? So working with that, working with the belly button, you're going to have assignments with that, journal writing, and also card pulling on yourself if you don't have any cards or oracle cards or any type of dice, numbers, whatever it is that you like to just kind of dive into. You can, even if you're someone that likes to use the Bible, you can take the Bible itself and just say, what is my message of the day? And open it and let that message be what it is that you're looking for. What else did I put for the outline? Oh, my famous one. Working with the code that helps you stop craving the sugar. So We're going to talk about the plant medicines to help you with that, and then talk about all the neat things that you can do for your body to help start breaking up the toxicity and any cellulite, moving the stuff out of that and moving that lymphatic system. And there's going to be a 7 to 9 minute, I'm trying to keep it right there, of movement that we'll do together. And it's all about honoring the goddess that lives within you and that strong divinity of the feminine energy that's rising up inside of us. And being able to take and calibrate that energy so that you're not finding yourself having a lot of pain in your body, you're feeling out of the loop, you don't know what's going on, and you just feel very tired. We're going to have times where you just dump, and it's all going to be in the video, and we're going to just move through it every day. So I haven't decided yet if this is going to be a 33-day challenge or a 28-day challenge. Haven't decided yet. But I'm finalizing that, and we're going to jump into that, and I want to start that on, as I look at the calendar, probably going to be starting at July 6th, getting 2 days in before we hit the portal of the 10 days, because I really want that energy to be in what we're doing as we keep moving into this part of transformation. Okay, so it's giving you an opportunity to transform, to talk to the body and shed. And I'll explain the rest of it when I'm done with the rest of the outline. I've got a couple more little things to do to it. So that's on its way, but do mark your calendar if you want to be a part of the July 8th through the 17th of July challenge, okay? Because that's where we're going to be using this energy of this last cosmic moon cycle, which is a 13, that's power within itself, and then moving into that, what is it that you want to endure? What is your endurance right now? What are you trying to transcend? And how would you like to be more present? We're going to be in the breath. We're going to be moving into those spaces. And I'm hoping I will be able to get a couple of special people on to do some special things for us while we're in the group. One of them's here right now. Hi. She's like, oh, I hear you. I hear you. Yes, I'm talking to you. Yes. 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 You know who you are. Okay. So let's take a look at the energy. And then I have a client that is needing to get into some spiralite and into the life system. So also the life system will be a additional package if you decide you would like to have that added to your program, because there's a detox section in there, as well as parasite, as well as you can check in on your body of what is the emotional tag energy that you're carrying, especially if it comes up through your past life. All right, let's take a look-see. And I think what I'm going to do is let's do a read for, this is nice, I like that. Okay, so I didn't tell you where I had to go. I had to go to Half Price Bookstore. And I was like, why am I going there? I said, there's something there for you. And I go, what? So I remember I saw someone on YouTube, and she was doing a talk, and she had these cards. And she says, oh, you know, I love these cards, blah, blah, blah. And I go, I wonder what kind of cards you got. And she said the name of them. And I said, oh, the Wandering Heart deck. Oh, that sounds kind of cool. I wonder what that deck's all about. And that's all I said. Okay, this was yesterday. Okay, so I just went ahead and went on about my business. You know, I was like, I'm tired. Just cars stress me out. Blah blah blah. You know. So this morning they say you need to go by Half Price Bookstore, and I go okay because I forgot all about that. So I went to Half Price Bookstore, and I'm walking around and go, okay, what am I here for? And I go, ooh, let me get a journal. Ooh. So I get a journal, and I'm like, I can never have enough journals. Thank you. I love my journals. So I go ahead and do that. And I go over to the next part, and I'm looking, and lo and behold, only 2 sets there. And I'm like, you know, I don't see it right away. I'm looking, I'm like, wait a minute, isn't that the card set that I said ooh to? And I heard yes. And then there was another set of cards next to it called the Ascension Oracle. And I was kind of filling it out, and I was like, well, I wasn't really feeling it. And then I was looking at this one, and I said, and I heard, just get that one, please. And I'm like, okay, fine. So I get the set. There is 40 cards in here with a guide. And they're drawn, which is really kind of cool. Here's the book. So it keeps it really simple. Here's the inside, front of it. It has a Caribbean, Brazilian feel to it. It has that energy of it. And this is Rena Binning, self-enthusiastic, based in Los Angeles, California. Diving into her work will have you questioning whether you are due for more healing. So it has the back of the card with a heart on it. I said, oh, wow. And they're pretty. They're the hand-drawn ones. Source. I am. Fertility. Sacrifice. Out of sight. Solitude. Silver lining. Blessing in disguise. Autopilot. Resource. Alchemy. Honeymoon. I like this. Is kind of like orgasma. Celebration. Honor your word. Feel the expression. Can. Evil eye. Heads up. Neglect. Tension. Miscarriage. Mourning. Caged bird. Shelter. Forgiveness. Redemption. Reclaim your power. Certainty. Familiarity. Love me not. Two-face. With condition. Boundaries. Fall back. Stillness. Follow your heart. Full. Balance. Bear fruit. There you go. Like, there you go. All right. So these type of cards are the kind for journal writing. They're prompting, Oh, go back and look at the blessing in disguise, priestess, when you get a chance alone. That was your visit of the other day. Oh, wait a minute. What? Are you talking about the raven? The raven came flying through earlier this morning. It didn't perch. Oh, I didn't pay attention to that. Yeah. The blackbirds. Yeah. I won't be diving into that one for sure. So that's why I had to go there, because I made that statement saying, oh, well, that sounds like an interesting deck. I don't have a deck like that. That's all I said. Next thing I know, boom, not even thinking about it. I go there and they had gotten all these new cards in and stuff. And I'm like, and I see it sitting right there, two decks of them. I'm like, is that the set? What? Okay, so let's take a look at the first. Let's take a look at what is the energy going to be about for the first 7 days of July. The first 7 days of July. So someone can take notes real quick. I'll come back to this video and write my notes down. If you want to take notes and kind of have it in your journal for what was said. So this is an as above, so below. What is the heaven realm message? What is the bridge that crosses the energy? And how does it show up here on Earth? Heartache and loss, moderation, sadness and isolation. And here's the thing. They're both 3-3. So we got something going into the first 3 days. Heartache and loss, moderation, sadness and isolation. Interesting. Okay, that's for the first 7 days going into July. Does this have anything to do with the first 3 days because of the 3s on there? Validate, please. Higher realm, benevolent light, validate. 12th dimension, 13th and 14th, 15th and 16th, 17th, validate. Validate. And how does it turn out? What is the energy outcome on Earth? Yes, I'm going to ask that question. Someone's thinking, ask if it's here in the United States. 9, fulfillment, personal growth, finding balance. Okay. Does this have to do with United States? So something, whoa. Okay, I'm going to take that. That just flew right out. Okay. Triumph, success, leadership, 7. Okay, let's look at this. So the first, we can look at it as 3 are the first 6 days going into July. Okay. The bridge is the moderation. That's at 5 energy. That's about the change. And then that sadness and isolation. Where is this coming in at? But then when we ask what is the outcome from this, is going to be a 9 energy. The fulfillment is going to be about personal growth and then finding the balance of all that's coming in. Okay, heartache, loss. The final message to that is going to be, it's going to be triumph. It's going to be good. There's that leadership, and that 8 and that 1 makes that 9. So we got that feminine energy, that 1 that starts it off, but combine it together gets that 9. And then here is where it counts. Choose your battles. It's a 7. It's on. It's a 7, and I got frequency bumps on this one. It's a 7. Choose your battles. So we're going to sit with this and see how that rings out. And that's just for, let's just call it for the first 3 to 6 days in July. We only have 2 7s in here. Personal growth is a 7, and then we got choose your battle, 7. 7. Okay, so that's going to be one of those cards where we're looking at how this energy is moving. Now, keep in mind, this is 3, 4, almost 4 different timelines. Okay, but in those 4 different timelines are other timelines of trying to anchor those timelines, but there's only one true organic new timeline that's higher. So let me ask this: is this hooked into the first and second read? Is that hooked into the old timeline? First and second part of the read, is it hooked into the old timeline? First and second part of the read, is it hooked into the old timeline? Memories of love, love partnership, and third eye. It is. It's hooked into that. This is of the past. But look at this. Look at this. Oh my gosh. Look at this. Here's the 6. Here's the 26. Here's the 6 again. It is completely about the third dimensional energy. There it is. There's the validation. Because here's your 3. Your 14. And your 3 again. There it is. Boom. There it is. I'm like, oh, wait a minute. 6, 6. Oh my gosh. Yep, there it is. So this is the old timeline. Okay, so the new timeline. Let me get it just right. Leadership, personal growth. Leadership, okay. All right. So for the new timeline, what do we have? What does the new higher timeline for the highest good of all look like? What's the energy? All right. Deception and envy. We got that 7. Oh my God, you guys. Are you ready for this? Cards don't lie. Cards do not lie. Are you ready? For the higher timeline, This is what the energy is going to be, of what's going to be moving us. So we're going to pick those 3 to, what did I say, 3 to 6 days, 3 to 7 days. First part of July, what the energy is reading. Now, when you look at the higher timeline, it's going to say this: deception and envy. There's your 7. There's your 7. Spirituality 77. There it is. And here, home base. Healing begins. And that's your 6. So, you got your 777s here. When I say that July is going to be the energy that's going to rev us up, if you're struggling in yourself and you haven't made a decision, or you're trying to figure out how everything's going to unfold, you're going to have to really surrender and trust yourself and trust the support of the universe. And trust the fact that when you say you no longer consent to the energy of the 3rd dimension, and you mean what you say, and that you are choosing the higher organic timeline of Mother Earth, and you mean what you say, and you anchor into it, this is what's going to be going on. Because this is needed. So this is why it says in the 7s, all of the 7, choose your battles. Look at that 7 for choose your battles. You're either going to believe the false stories, or you're going to believe the true stories that you're seeing and feeling, connecting into. Okay? So we're going to just look at just those days, and we're going to stop there. Okay? Because with all the shifting, we're going to see how this plays out, and it's going to be really good. So now, you know, this is the final part in those 7 days. 7 days. And that starts right when we step into July. Okay? Think of it like this. It's like stepping into a portal, and you're not quite sure what's going to be going on, but you're just going to step in and hope you're ready to get there and do that. This feels like my stomach is going. So I'm like, okay. So the first 7 days, we're going to have it United States energy. There'll be stuff around the world for sure, because you've got to look at everything on that dimensional realm, okay? How everything is dimensional, okay? So it's going to be what's going to happen from getting into the 7th month for 7 days. Okay? So everyone, pay attention to that. Let's step into some medicine just for us as a collective here and Be So Light. And someone give me 2 numbers, please, between 1 and... Hold on, I got to make sure I do it right. 1 and 12. 1 and 12. 2 numbers, please. And we are going to do the Circles of Healing cards today. And I'll just pull 1 from the Wandering Heart deck. And here is our first one. We have, this is pretty. 6 and 10. Okay, cool. Got the numbers. So it says, With perfect love and perfect trust, I open to the unlimited blessings or blissfulness or grace of the universe for the spiritual benefit of all beings. That's what this one represents. Okay, so you picked 6 and 10. Okay, let's see what that color is. 6 and 10. 6 and 10. Ooh. It's going to give you that turquoise and black. Turquoise and black. Let's see what it is. Do they have that? Let's look. Turquoise and, okay, turquoise. Turquoise and black. Turquoise is on the top and black is at the bottom. Let's see how you called it. Okay, go back. Wow. Okay, that's kind of like that greenish color and a black. I don't know if they have it. You did a good combo. Wow. Cool, cool, cool. They do not have that color. They don't have this combo. Yeah, they have a turquoise. So pick another color. Pick another number. We're going to keep this one. We'll keep the 6, but pick one more number. And the 10 goes out because they don't actually have it. 7. Oh, there it is. Okay. So the turquoise color and that purple. Let's see if they have it. See if they have the, they do. Let me see if it's another, hold on, I want to make sure I get the right color. That's that like that green. Green. Make sure. Okay, this is the one. And it's going to be like the greenish color. Hope. So this one is number 17. What is today? 27? Number 17. Let's see what it is. Okay, hope is all about the heart and the throat, the star card for the tarot, and it's about a healing heart. And here is the affirmation for this particular aroma-soma. I seek and I find the truth. I seek and I find the truth. This is all about improving the ability to handle time, to help get in touch with the truth, with the emotions that are obscured in the mind. So that's what this coloring, and it based it on the heart and the crown energy. that's being supported. So it helps to talk about spiritual experiences. And it's good for past life therapy. These colors working together. I like that. That's cool. So if you were going to work with these colors, it will be about healing the heart and the aspects of what do you want to heal. So when you take it and look at what is this calendar 13 moon about endurance, transcending, and being present, what needs to be present with you, what needs to be endured, what needs to transcend in order to heal the heart. What has been the most painful thing that you've had to deal with, and it still comes up and it still hurts. This is where you want to go. So these are the colors to be working with. And that 6 and that 7 makes 13. Can't make this stuff up. Because there's numbers on the back. So you can see what the numbers of the colors are. So, can't make it up. That's crazy. But I'm surprised they did not have that black in that combo. Not like that. They had it with other colors, but not with that one. Interesting. All right. And our last card, and then I'll get out of everyone's hair. And I gotta get my client started. So, beautiful craft paper color, candle color. Work with, yes, absolutely. Like I made my new moon candle with purple, green, and gold last night. And then charged it up and then lit it. So our card today is, even though I mixed it up, we come back to the very first one. Source. Source. The source card. Not bad. Let's start. Oh, I will open right to the page. Here we go. You are the source of your own magic. Shut the front door. What is today's kin? It's all about magic. Shut the front door. Look at that. You are the source of your own magic, intuition, and acceptance. Okay, I don't know how this is laid out, but let's take a look. It said, okay, as time progresses, you move forward into familiar space of light. You've grown tired of the games and the chase. You're mature and almost as overnight, your heart is grounded in the enduring energy. You no longer give yourself credit for the actions you take. You support the human experience will run its course. However, spirit sees fit. You confide in the higher power to direct the path you walk, with the high hopes of peaceful days in the near future. Taking everything day by day, you're in no sudden urgency to get anywhere Pacific. The quest alone is gratifying. So when it's in up position, you are more connected to your own guides now than you have ever been. You are familiar with living a life of endless wonders. You have released your value of control, your demure over involving from tense to nonchalant. You believe that whatever will be as long as you stay humble, receptive, and trusting in the instinct of the divine timing. This is source. I love that. And I love the colors. And I love that it matches today's kin. You can't make this stuff up, I'm telling you. That is insane. Insane. There you go. I love it. Love it, love it, love it, love it. All right. All right, lovelies. That concludes us stepping into the 13th moon for the galactic calendar, which is the last part of the cycle. So I'll be getting all my calendars ordering everything so I can get ready to jump into the next part. Remember to make notes. I will be on maybe tomorrow, but for sure on Sunday. Tomorrow has some hiccup days stuff going on. So for sure on Sunday, so we can start prepping, I will have all the information for if you would like to be a part of the private group on Telegram that's all about helping you to release that emotional weight. And then also just remember through galacticspiralite.com, you can reach me through my email there if you would like to get set up for a more in-depth healing with spiral light with the support of this life system that goes in and just starts really like, okay, this came up here and this is what they really hold on to. I cannot believe how this machine literally, because it works on biofeedbacks and codes, it has 6,000 something features that it works with. But I cannot believe that when I even ran it on one of my other clients, it actually said this client is this, it pulled up a statement of saying desiring to move out of the current work job. And I was like, and then it even pinpoint energy of a sore throat, had dealing with a sore throat. And I was like, what? So when I asked my client about it, she was able to validate it and say, yeah, I've been having some weirdness in my throat. And I did have that. And yeah, I am really contemplating on how I want to just do my own thing now. I want to get out of this. I'm cool, but I still want to free up. I was like, damn, look at this. So just let me know. The requirements are, if you move into that, you have to really remember, I will need your birthday, the time you were born. I need to have where you live, because when I send a signal, it has to be able to go to you directly to your signal. It does not work with a P.O. box. I am not healing the P.O. box, okay? The P.O. box is not going to get the vibrational codes. You need to get the codes. So your address comes in and then it goes directly to you. So I'm just like, yeah. Spiral light, you have to be in your spiral light coding. I get you into that. And then you're in a checkup with me for 2 days and I see how you're doing. You will feel the results if you do the parasite. And I did parasite, heavy toxins and metal, did that one on biofeedback. So, and I did it for another client and it was like, I was in the bathroom. She was in the bathroom. I'm like, oh my gosh, okay. You okay? She goes, yeah. It was like, boom. I had to get rid of it right then and there. And then it just stopped. I was like, cool. Others were going through like heavy sweating, going back and forth to the bathroom, peeing a lot, detoxing the body, getting stuff out. You're going to eliminate. So when you're ready to do this, let me know. And you want to make time for that. Okay? This is not a quick thing to do. It is getting you into the system and then putting you in and then sending the signal to you. And it's all done through the ethers. It's like I'm texting you. I just write away. There you go. All right, lovelies. Thank you so much for coming to be here and be so light. I have to get started. I have to see a client. So be good to yourself. Much love. Like I said, if I don't see you tomorrow, I will definitely see you on Sunday. And I'll have all the details and what the cost will be if you want to be in that private group. Otherwise, have a fantastic Friday. Be in love with the self and also work with that Jupiter energy. And remember, as we step into July, the first 7 days, what will it be like? We're going to move on that higher timeline. Just observe the older timeline. You don't have to be a part of it. All right, everyone have a great, fantastic evening, and I'll see you real soon. Be so light. Like and subscribe. Bye for now.